Have you ever wondered what really happens when you grow old and find yourself completely alone? Not just alone for an afternoon, but waking up to an empty house, eating your meals in silence, and going to bed without a single word exchanged all day. It's something most people don't talk about until it's already happening. And by then, many feel lost. But here's the truth. Being alone in your later years doesn't have to mean being lonely. In fact, there are specific things you can do right now that will help you stay mentally strong, emotionally steady, and physically well, even when there's no one else around. In this video, we're going to walk through 4 essential things every older person should do when they find themselves living alone. These are not just feel-good tips or surface-level suggestions. They are habits rooted in real-life experience and grounded in psychological research. Each one is simple, practical, and surprisingly powerful. So whether you're already living alone or you think you might be someday, this video will show you how to make that chapter of your life not just manageable, but meaningful, because you still deserve peace, purpose, and dignity, no matter your age or who's standing by your side. And stay with us until the very end, because the final tip may be the one that truly shifts how you view solitude in later life. It's something that has helped countless seniors not only survive, but actually thrive in their older years. Let's get started. Number 1, a steady daily routine. One of the first things that starts to unravel when you're left alone in old age is your sense of time. Without people coming and going, without appointments or activities lined up, the days can blur together. You might find yourself eating breakfast at noon, staying in your pajamas all day, or not even realizing what day it is. That may seem harmless at first, but over time, that's why one of the most important things you can do is create a simple, steady daily routine. Not something strict or complicated, but a basic structure that gives your day a beginning, a middle, and an end. Waking up at a certain hour. Washing up and getting dressed, even if no one will see you. Preparing a proper breakfast. Setting time aside for movement, a hobby, or just some fresh air. Having a fixed time for dinner. Turning off the lights at a reasonable hour. This kind of routine isn't about being busy. It's about giving your brain and body something to count on. When your environment is quiet and your social circle has gotten smaller, the predictability of routine can provide the sense of order and calm your mind still needs. Psychologists often say that humans are wired for rhythm. And as we get older, rhythm becomes even more essential. It keeps anxiety from creeping in. It helps regulate your sleep. It even supports better digestion and brain function. For example, one man named Walter, an 81-year-old widower, shared how after his wife passed, he lost all track of time. Days became a fog. But once he decided to set a daily rhythm, even just making his bed and opening the curtains at the same time each morning, he felt a sense of control return. Eventually, he added morning walks and evening tea. These small anchors gave shape to his days, and with it, a greater sense of peace. When you're left alone, it's easy to let time slip away unnoticed. But the absence of others doesn't have to mean the absence of structure. In fact, having a rhythm to your day is one of the most powerful tools you have to protect your mental and emotional health. It's a quiet kind of self-care that no one else may see, but you will feel it every single day. Number 2, gentle movement for a stronger body and clearer mind. Maybe walk to the kitchen, then it's back to the chair. Hours pass without much movement. Days pass without much energy. And over time, your body begins to feel it. Your back stiffens. Your joints ache. Your balance weakens. And before long, even standing up feels like a task. But here's what many don't realize. You don't need a gym membership, a workout plan, or fancy equipment to stay active. What you do need is consistency and the willingness to keep your body moving, even in small, simple ways. Movement doesn't just protect your muscles and bones. It's also deeply connected to your mood, memory, and even how sharp your thinking stays as you age. Walking to the corner and back. Stretching your arms while the kettle boils. standing up and sitting down 10 times in a row from your favorite chair. All of this sends a powerful message to your body: I still need you. In fact, studies have shown that light daily movement in older adults can lower the risk of depression, improve sleep, and even delay cognitive decline. That means staying active isn't just good for your heart or legs. It's good for your peace of mind. Take Ella Lehner, for example, a 78-year-old living alone in a quiet neighborhood. After her husband passed, she rarely left the house. Her knees began to ache. She felt tired even after resting. Then one morning, she decided to walk to her mailbox, and the next day, she did it again. A few weeks later, she was walking the block. It didn't change her life overnight, but it gave her something to look forward to each morning. She said she felt more awake, less anxious, and proud of her body again. This isn't about becoming an athlete. It's about preserving your independence. When you keep your body, and perhaps just as important, gentle movement connects you with the outside world. A walk around the block might mean seeing a neighbor, feeling the sun, hearing the birds. Those tiny moments matter. They remind you that even if you're living alone, you're still part of something larger. So move a little every day. Not because someone's watching, but because you're still here. And your body, no matter its age, deserves to be used, respected, and cared for. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3, meaningful connection in small, steady doses. When you grow older and live alone, the silence can be a strange companion. Some days it feels peaceful. Other days it feels like a weight on your chest. You might go hours, even days, without hearing your name spoken out loud. And even if you're someone who values independence, there's a point where too much isolation begins to chip away at your emotional well-being. But here's something many people get wrong. Staying connected doesn't mean you need a big group of friends or constant social activity. It doesn't mean forcing yourself into loud gatherings or trying to be the life of the party. It simply means making sure that in some small way, you're still reaching out and being reached. Even just a 5-minute phone call, a weekly check-in with a neighbor, or a warm chat with the cashier at your local store. These small moments of human interaction carry more emotional weight than most people realize. They remind you that you're still seen, still heard, still part of the world. There's immune systems, lower rates of depression, and even a reduced risk of developing dementia. That's not a coincidence. So, it's a reflection of how deeply we are wired to stay emotionally connected. Take Richard, 83, who lives by himself after his 2 sons moved out of state. For a while, he didn't speak to anyone unless it was a medical appointment. Then one day, he left a note on a neighbor's door offering to help with mail while they were out of town. That led to a friendly thank you, which turned into coffee on Saturday mornings. It wasn't anything dramatic, but it gave him something to look forward to, someone to talk to who cared. If there's someone in your life you haven't spoken to in a while, consider picking up the phone. If there's a neighbor you wave at from afar, try saying hello and asking about their day. These gestures don't just benefit the other person, they breathe life back into your own heart. There's also beauty in building connection through shared purpose. Many older adults find that volunteering or mentoring, whether it's reading to children at the library or just listening to someone who needs an ear, gives them a sense of contribution. You may be alone in your home, but your presence, your story, and your wisdom still hold value. Ling can be changed even with one conversation, one kind gesture, one new routine. So reach out even if it feels a little awkward. Extend the invitation even if it's just for coffee or a walk. Staying socially connected isn't about avoiding solitude. It's about making sure that solitude never turns into emptiness, because you deserve to feel close, needed, and remembered, no matter who you live with or without. Number 4, a personal purpose that gives you a reason to get up. A personal purpose. There's a quiet danger in old age that doesn't get talked about enough. It's not just loneliness or physical decline. It can start to feel like you're no longer needed, like the meaningful part of life is behind you. But let me tell you something important. That feeling is a lie. Purpose doesn't retire, and it doesn't disappear when others stop asking for your time. It simply changes shape. And when you're living alone, finding that new shape becomes one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't need applause. It just needs to matter to you. It could be something as simple as writing letters to your grandchildren, growing tomatoes in your backyard, keeping a journal, or restoring an old table. Maybe it's calling someone each morning just to check in, or recording your life story so your family knows where they came from. The key is that it gives you a reason to get up, to move, to think, to care. It adds structure to your days and a quiet kind of pride to your spirit. There's a man named Samuel, aged 79, who lives alone in a small house in Michigan. After his wife passed, he struggled with a sense of emptiness. The silence felt endless. Then one morning, he found an old typewriter in his garage. He brought it inside, cleaned it, and started typing up memories. His time in the Navy, how he met his wife, the birth of his daughter. He didn't do it for anyone else, but by putting words on paper, he found peace, meaning, and slowly the house didn't feel so empty anymore. Psychologists say that having a purpose, even a small one, is directly linked to better mental health, lower stress, and even longer life expectancy in older adults. That's because the human spirit was never built to drift. It was built to aim. When you have a purpose, your days don't just pass, they mean something. You're not just existing, you're contributing, even if it's just to your own sense of dignity. And here's something many people forget: to spend time doing what you actually enjoy rather than what others expect. Maybe you've always loved music but never had time to play. Maybe you've always wanted to learn how to paint, or cook something new, or read every book by a certain author. This is your time. You may live alone, but that doesn't mean your life has to be quiet inside. When you find a purpose that speaks to your soul, it fills your space with meaning. And that meaning, however humble or personal, is what keeps your spirit alive. So if today feels quiet, ask yourself, what's one thing I can build, write, grow, share, or care for tomorrow? Not for anyone else's approval, but for your own sense of peace. Because when you find purpose in solitude, you transform it. You turn it into strength. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Final thoughts. Living alone in your later years can be one of the most challenging transitions in life. It can feel like the world has gotten quieter, smaller, and more distant. But it's also a time when, with the right habits and mindset, you can rediscover parts of yourself that were buried under years of busyness and responsibility. Maybe you saw a bit of yourself in today's video. Maybe you felt the weight of an empty house or wondered if you're the only one going through it. You're not. And more importantly, you're not powerless. Building a steady routine, staying physically active, connecting with others in meaningful ways, and finding a purpose that makes your days matter. These aren't just nice ideas. They're real tools. So, which of these 4 spoke to you the most? Which one do you already practice, and which one are you going to try starting tomorrow? Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.